said this at the start of the year, but it is absolutely an amazing time to be a Digimon fan right now. Especially with this past weekend, which saw not only the latest Digimon game, Digimon Story Time Stranger, which released on Friday, but also the latest Digimon anime, Digimon Beatbreak, which debuted on Sunday. I'd be hesitant to say that Digimon is back, since between countless Digivice toys, virtual pets, animes, movies, games, and manga releases, Digimon has been basically back since 2015, at least for me. But this year has absolutely cemented the fact that Digimon is in a better place as a franchise than it's ever been. Now, while I'm going to be talking briefly about Time Stranger and Beatbreak in this video, it's still mostly going to be spoiler free, and I'll just be quickly going over reasons why you should absolutely check out these new releases, but not really going into spoiler territory for either the plot of the first episode of Beatbreak, which there's only one episode so far, or any of the plot of Time Stranger itself. So this is a spoiler-free kind of overview of what we have so far and what I've experienced so far from both of these releases. Now, Digimon Time Stranger is the latest game for Digimon in the storyline of Digimon games. So think more Persona or other JRPG gameplay, and less of the virtual pet aspects like in the world games such as Digimon World or Digimon World Next Order. In fact, Time Stranger feels a lot like Persona 3, 4 and 5, which are the Persona games that I'm most familiar with anyway, and that's not me saying, oh, they ripped off Persona, because it is still, in that case, very, very different from Persona, but if somebody likes Persona games, especially 3, 4, 5, I would absolutely recommend this as a game that they should jump into. So far, I can see this being the Digimon game to recommend someone to play, because there hasn't really been a Digimon game that is the easiest to recommend. I've done countless videos on which games I would recommend, but a lot of them have kind of caveats like Cyber Sleuth is really good, everyone can agree on that, but it is kind of slow to start. Time Stranger isn't as slow to start as Cyber Sleuth. My favourite Digimon game, Digimon Survive, isn't for everyone, even though I think it is probably one of the stronger entries to the franchise in terms of video games. It's kind of hard to recommend because it is a tactical RPG that is mostly also a visual novel, so it's like 70% kind of like choose your own adventure point and click, and then 30% tactical RPG gameplay, which makes it hard to recommend. Now, Time Stranger, on the other hand, is incredibly easy to recommend, at least so far. I haven't finished the game yet. I will be doing more content about Time Stranger with like a spoiler-free review as well as a full review once I finish the game. So I will be doing more of that, so if you want to hear more of my thoughts about that, stay tuned for those videos. But in this case, so far, I think I put in around 15 hours or so, even though most of that's just been playing the in-game card game, which is kind of like a mix between a card game and virtual pet-esque sprites and battles, so that's why it's kind of hard for me to stop playing that side game. But in any case, so far, Time Stranger is very easy to recommend to Digimon fans or to fans of similar games like the Persona series who maybe aren't as interested in Digimon itself. Again, it's more or less standalone. There are references to other games, but that's sort of what you expect from Digimon Story. But you don't need to have played any of the other games to enjoy Time Stranger. At least that's my experience on the game so far. There are a lot of aspects that Persona fans will really like from this series, from this game rather, and it makes it, again, very easy to recommend. Like, hey, if you like Persona, you'll probably like Time Stranger, in a similar way that I was like, hey, if you like Fire Emblem or Danganronpa or both, you'll probably love Digimon Survive. So that makes it very much an easy game to recommend. Hey, and if you like Cyber Sleuth, you'll definitely love Time Stranger. So this is an amazing release, at least so far. I'm feeling that from what I've played. Maybe it completely turns on its back for the last bit of the game, but so far, really enjoying it. Really can recommend this game. Absolutely would recommend picking it up. It's so fun, and I can see myself like replaying it as well, just because it is just so enjoyable. There's also a huge range of Digimon that you can have in it, and that makes me happy as well, because again, you can probably tell by the everything that I'm a pretty big Digimon fan. So Time Stranger, definitely fantastic so far. Then we have Digimon Beatbreak, which, on the other hand, judging by the first episode, is also off to a very strong start. So far, it feels kind of like a cross between Digimon Savers, which is also known as Digimon Data Squad, and also Digimon Tamers, with just a little bit of Atmon thrown in. Now, this is great, because those are actually my 3 favourite seasons of the Digimon anime. I can also see maybe a little bit of Ghost Game kind of in there, except it's not episodic. It seemingly will have a plot, so that is pretty exciting as well. I loved Ghost Game. I think Ghost Game is probably like my 4th favourite series, so it goes like Atmon, Savers, Tamers, Ghost Game, and this anime kind of feels like it could be a mix of those 4, so that's good for me because those are my favourite seasons from Digimon. So very much can recommend it so far. Again, just 1 episode in. I like to think that I won't judge a Digimon anime as good or bad until around 10-ish episodes, because usually I kind of have an inkling by episode 4, but 10 episodes is a good way to sort of say, okay, we're about a 5th of the way through the series if it's a 50 episode series, so I can judge it better then. But it's definitely absolutely off to a really strong start, and it's on Crunchyroll, and it's also on Hulu. We don't have Hulu in Australia, but we do have Crunchyroll, so it's also fairly accessible. I believe it came out at like around 2 or 3 p.m. Australian time, so that was probably 6-7 hours after it released in Japan. So it comes out in Japan in the morning, and then at some point in the mid-early afternoon portion you get the release. But again, that could just be the first episode being a little bit later. Usually it is kind of in the afternoon anyway. So Beatbreak, absolutely off to a strong start. There are, of course, the currently running series on DigimonCard.com, I think it is, which is Digimon Liberator, the webcomic, and Digimon Liberator Debug, the web novel. I've been doing English readings of the web novel on this channel, so if you don't feel like reading, absolutely check them out. But there's also that is currently going on at the moment. So that's also exciting, because I've got a new video game, a new anime, and the webcomic and novel are still currently being released. They haven't really released when they will finish those, but as far as recording this, they're still going at the moment. There's also, of course, the Digimon card game, which is absolutely thriving at the moment. It just keeps on getting better and better. I've been playing for about a year. Can absolutely recommend that. And of course, there is a Time Stranger tie-in set coming out in the next few months. So if you like Time Stranger, you'll get to play with the characters from Time Stranger in the TCG. I would assume we're going to get a Beatbreak set, or we'll start to see Beatbreak Digimon show up in the card game as well. Speaking of the card game, there's also Digimon Alysion. There was a beta a few months ago. I didn't get in, but a lot of people did, and they had a great time playing it. And it almost seems like we're going to be seeing the full public version released soon of Alysion, because the official Twitter account just said, hey, if you still have it installed, uninstalled it, or you might not be able to play it when the full release comes out soon. So that could be coming out this month. It might have already come out by the time I release this video, who knows. And it could also be coming out next month, but that definitely implies that it will be coming out this year. So 2025 is an absolutely amazing time to be a Digimon fan. Again, I've said that countless times this year. I think I've even said it previous years because of how things are ramping up for the franchise, but absolutely an exciting time to be a fan nonetheless. So you basically have a lot of different choices depending on what you like about the franchise. We've still got Virtual Pets coming out. The Godzilla Virtual Pet is very good. I'll be releasing a review on that at some point. I've done my unboxing already, but so far, very positive experience. So again, lots of different things you can experience as a Digimon fan depending on what you like, and I would recommend all of them. As of recording this, there's nothing I would say, hey, except for this release that just came out, stay away from that. And this could end terribly if Time Stranger has a bad ending or Beatbreak kind of falls over after a few episodes. But as of recording this, very exciting time, very positive time to be a fan of the franchise. But in any case, those are my thoughts about all the releases we've had, all the releases we're going to have, and everything that's ongoing at the moment. So let me know your comments, questions, etc. in the comment section below. Like this video for Bandai and Toei doing absolute wonders for Digimon at the moment. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have subscribed, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!